Welcome back everyone to the second Cataclysm healing guide. This time we're going to be talking about Disc Priests. I am your healing teacher Modem, and first we're going to go over some abilities that, well, I assume that you know all your spells, but some abilities that you might overlook in your talent tree and otherwise. So the first one here is Inner Focus. It's a 45-second cooldown, and as you notice, it reduces the mana cost of your next Flash Heal, Binding Heal, Greater Heal, or Prayer of Healing, all big mana cost tools by 100% and increases its critical strike chance by 25%. Big time stuff. Hit it on cooldown. It's going to save your butt in a lot of raid fights. Now we're looking at Power Infusion. Most people look at this and just go, oh, well, it's a throughput cooldown. I'll just use it when I need throughput. But no, it reduces the mana cost of all spells by 20% as well. So again, it lasts 15 seconds. It's on a very short 2-minute cooldown, and in raid boss fights, I like to use this pretty much, every chance I can. Next is probably one of the most important ones, which is actually called Grace, and they applied a fix in 4.0.6, which actually made it so that you could stack Grace on multiple targets. Every time you heal a target with a single target, basically healing spell, you're going to put a stacking buff on them that increases your healing done to them by up to 24%. So with one penance or a couple heals here and there, and you're going to be healing people big time. Last one's Divine Aegis. It's kind of a talent everyone kind of overlooks, and honestly, I find it very, very fascinating because it's such a great tool, and people kind of miss that second part that says, and all heals from Prayer of Healing create a protective shield on the target. You can proc Divine Aegis. Divine Aegis actually stacks the more times you cast it on someone with Divine Aegis, so you can get 20k bubbles on people just by Prayer of Healing. It's really, really nice. So now let's get into the good stuff. The first fight I'm going to be showing you is Commander Springvale in Heroic Shadowfang Keep. As you notice, I'm using Penance to stack Grace on the tank there, and basically trying to keep him topped off, and now I'm just spam healing on him. As you'll notice that Shaman's taking a little bit of damage as well, but really, I'm able to heal people up to full with just heal. As you notice, that heal just crit for 17k with Grace. Pretty awesome stuff. Alright, so I Prayer of Healing there because I knew there was going to be group damage, and so that Prayer of Healing actually is going to apply that Divine Aegis bubble to everyone as well. So now just going back to healing and penancing the tank, and that ad got on me, so I needed to get away. Situational awareness always goes big. But again, group damage there. Your only major AoE healing tool is Prayer of Healing, so as you'll see, I do that a lot. But what's really nice, like I said, is that applies a guaranteed Divine Aegis bubble that stacks on people too, so you can do a lot of healing. And also with Glyph of Prayer of Healing, it actually puts a hot on people as well. Here's another thing I always kind of want to mention is when you're healing and you get behind, and as you notice I was Prayer of Healing a lot back there and not really making much headway with it, don't be afraid to use your cooldowns. I was using Hymn of Hope there just to get everyone topped off a little bit better than I initially could, and everything worked out pretty good. So here we go. There's the kill, and moving on to the next fight. Okay, here is, Lord Ashbury, I believe his name is. I always get all these guys mixed up because they all have like the exact same model, but the green means go, red means stop, boss. So a lot of damage going off here in the beginning. As you can see, that Warlock originally got hit with a bubble before he decided not to move during the go phase and die. But when he got hit with this dot, I actually put a bubble over him, and Blizzard really wants you to use bubbles more sparingly. But you get a dot put on a random person, you can just bubble them, and that bubble will absorb the whole dot. So those are always good uses to use your bubbles for. But as you can see, Prayer of Healing, Penance, really, that's the whole crux of Disc Priest healing. I really like it. It's simple, but I really, really like it. Prayer of Healing there again. It almost looks like I'm only using Prayer of Healing, but it's such a great tool with that Divine Aegis proc. And you know, my mana issues aren't too bad. Don't forget about Prayer of Mending. I tend to forget about it a lot. That's not necessarily a good thing because it is a kind of a free bouncing heal. But again, just using heal. I use Flash Heal there. I'm not quite sure why, but sometimes I just get in that panic where it's like, oh, I'm not having mana issues, I'm just going to Flash Heal. But again, there, I'm repeatedly Prayer of Healing, and I just got that dot put on me, so you can see I just put a bubble over myself to absorb that, and then I penanced myself. And then, you know, keep moving. Healing on the run isn't a disc priest specialty, but you know, if you do what you need to do, those fights can be easy. Obviously, that Warlock died real early because he didn't move during that green run phase, and DPS really got to help the healers out. So last fight here I'm going to be showing you is the Lord Godfrey fight. And as you can tell here, I'm about to ask someone or tell them that I can't dispel the cursed bullets, which is a big dot that he applies to people in this fight. So I said, please interrupt him. And then, as you can tell, here in a second, the shaman's actually going to say, I can. So everything's going to actually work out all right. It's very important to know your limitations as a healer. And on this fight, it's a lot easier with other healing classes because you can dispel that bullet. But if not, you know, you need to let people know just in case they don't know. So here he is. He's going to cast Pistol Barrage, and you can see both the Hunter and the Warlock stand in it. And that Warlock almost died again there, but I'm applying Prayer of Healing to get some Divine Aegis bubbles to give myself some time to catch up. Healing on the tank. As you see, that ghoul got up the stairs, and so I'm going to jump back down. You know, always run to the tank if you get ads on you. It's going to be really important when I talk about Resto Druids because they pull so much healing aggro. But as you can see, he's casting Pistol Barrage again. Using Penance. I mean, Penance is such a great tool because it stacks that Grace, and then it allows your heal to just, you know, heal for like a Flash heal would. Slower cast time, but mana efficiency is fantastic. Just absolutely fantastic. So just, you know, I'm keeping the tank up with just using my base heal spell and Penance. I'm barely even worrying about bubbling him. I did there, but I did 2 Flash heals because I was just feeling like I was getting behind. Prayer of Healing because the Hunter and Warlock stood in the Pistol Barrage again. But really, like I said, that's the whole crux of the thing. Heal, Penance, Prayer of Healing, and bubble in situational use, and rock it out from there. So here's my healing breakdown for the entire dungeon. As you can see, Prayer of Healing was actually my tops heal, which is pretty interesting. Mainly because Penance and Heal are used kind of interchangeably, but those two combined did about 35% of my total healing. Power Word Shield was about 15%, and Divine Aegis, that beautiful mastery from applying Prayer of Healing, gave me 14.9% of my total healing for that dungeon, so crazy stuff.